Welcome back to Hate Your Guts Pod. I'm Vivi.
I'm Elena.
And I'm Haley.
And this is episode 12.
Slay.
Do we want to do pits and peaks to start? Haley, you look like you're in a pretty bad pit.
Yeah, there's going to be no peaks from Haley this week.
Yeah, you had to cozy up.
Yeah, my pit started Monday morning. We all split rent, right? Whatever. We pay on the first. Ethan got shorted on his check on Friday by $200. So he was like, I'm going to overdraft. So they cut him a check that day. It never went through. So Monday comes and he's like, I need to split my rent payment like between cards, essentially. And he's trying to do it and he can't figure it out because my account is the only one that you can pay partial balance on.
Okay.
For whatever reason, we have the stupidest fucking platform to pay rent. And so I went to go investigate for him. And little did I know he was still investigating. And we both accidentally fucking paid $655 from each of our accounts. So we overpaid rent, right?
Okay.
And I'm thinking, okay, I know it's a mistake. I'm going to immediately contact them. Because it was like, I think 6 p.m. already. So I was like, I'll just tell the landlord, like maybe he can cancel it. He was like, you have to ask the help desk. Help desk doesn't open till 8:30. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait till 8:30. But I'm also like, maybe it'll bounce. Like, there's no way it's going to go through because it's going to overdraft me by like $200 or $300 actually. Don't make fun of my finances.
We're in a recession.
Yeah. And so I was like kind of chilling because we were just like going to have Ethan cancel his charge and then he could just Venmo me. Like whatever. Because he was able to put like a stop payment on. Cool, whatever. We're vibing. I wake up this morning to a overdraft notification that is telling me that I'm $300 in the hole. And I was like immediately wanted to cry because it's 4 a.m. I have to go to work. And I'm like, I have no fucking money. I have no coffee. I was going to go get coffee. I have no money to get coffee.
Oh.
So I wake Ethan up because what else am I supposed to do? I'm just a girl. And I was like, they took my money. And so he went to check and they took his money too. But they're still both showing as pending. So we're like, cool. We'll call the bank. It's pending. Easy money, right? You would think. I fucking call. This is at Chase Bank. Fuck you, Chase Bank. I call. And a woman, or I call, and it's like, click for 1 for pending, 2 for posted. I'm like, obviously pending. It still shows pending. It does not say posted. I get there. The guy's like, oh, it's not pending anymore. It's already posted. He's like, so I have to transfer you to claims. And I was like, okay, like fine, whatever. Transfers me and gets me to this girl. And she's basically like, I don't see it at all. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, the guy just transferred me. He saw it. And she's like, oh, I was looking at the wrong account. Oh, girl, what? First of all. And then she's like, it's actually still pending. And I was like, oh, okay, so
Cool.
Can we stop it then? Because it's pending.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go through. And I kept telling them, I was like, the merchant in this case is telling me to go to the bank. They're telling me they can't do anything. Because normally the bank is like, go tell the merchant and they'll cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't because it's ACH. So I start yelling at this lady because it essentially gets to a point where she's like, I need to send her proof that we paid with another account for the rent to prove that it was actually a mistake so that I can start a dispute claim. And I was like, how long is this going to take? Like weeks? Because at that point, I'll just figure it out a different way.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I don't know how long it would take because I would have to get all the like the paperwork and like you would have to send that information. I was like, I'm not really comfortable sending somebody else's banking information from a different bank to you guys to prove that I made an oopsie when I'm telling you I made an oopsie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pending. So like, let's cancel the oopsie. Anyways, I get damn near get into a screaming match with this lady because she's not fucking listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, can you transfer me to a supervisor? And she was like, I don't have a supervisor. I was like,
liar.
I literally said, I was like, okay, so can you transfer me to whoever you would go to if you needed somebody above you?
Yeah, unless you're the fucking CEO of Chase Bank.
Literally. And she was like, there is no one. And she was like, you can call back to get somebody else. Because I was like, can you transfer me to literally anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you can call back.
And then you have to be on a hold.
And re-explain your situation.
And
all over
again, it's fucking 4:00 in the morning before work because I'm trying to get this shit sorted. And so I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to call back. That's fine. And then I'm like, can I get your name? She goes, it's Jessica. I'm like, okay, can I please have like a last initial or a department, like anything identifying? She's like, it's just Jessica. I'm like, yeah, because I'm so sure there's one Jessica that fucking works at Chase Bank in the claims department. I'm so fucking sure. And so, because I'm like, obviously this is pissing me off because I know that she can help me and she's choosing not to. She's just being a bitch about it. And I was nice until she was being a bitch. I wasn't like going crazy on her for no reason. And so I'm like, whatever, I get her name. It's Jessica at Chase Bank from Front End Claims. If you get that bitch, tell her I hate her. Oh my God. And so I call back. I immediately get this like super nice dude. He was so cool. And I went to pending claims again. And he was like, oh yeah, I see that charge right there. Weird. You're the first person to see the correct charge. Crazy. And then he's like, yeah, I'll just put a stop payment on it. And then by Monday, it'll have bounced. Like it'll never go through. Because obviously it's a holiday. And he was like, you do have to do a $30 fee for the stop payment, or you can wait to see if it won't go through. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, both ways, I imagine I have to wait till Monday for the answer. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm just going to do the stop payment because I'm not going to have service on Monday. And I don't feel like coming back to like being for real overdrafted. Mm-hmm. And he, in a matter of 5 minutes, fixed my issue.
Incredible. Wow.
I mean, I was still overdrafted. Like I'm still overdrafted. I had to transfer from savings. There was not enough in savings. I had to transfer my other bank account, which is really frustrating because I have, in my mind, I have the money. I know it's my money. But I'm like, I'm so broke. I have no money right now. Which is really upsetting because we're about to go camping. I know I need to buy things. And it's like, I'm struggling with this inner guilt of like, I really shouldn't be spending money with my bank account in the negatives. But like, a girl needs her things.
Whatever. Money comes and goes.
Yeah, that really fucked with my morning because I was like in tears because I don't like being overdrafted because last time I got overdrafted, they charged me a $50 fee for being overdrafted. And I was like,
and some banks charge per day for an overdraft fee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, so you're just kicking me when I'm down.
Fuck you, Chase.
Anyways, that was my big pit.
That's a really shitty pit.
Pretty pissed about it, if I'm being honest.
It is a really shitty pit. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It really fucked with my day.
Yeah. After paying rent, I think I had literally $17 in my account from last week up until today. So it's been a real frugal week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say the same for myself and my boyfriend. We're not doing too great financially right now.
Yeah, it's tough out here.
Yeah, we're counting on you guys to help us be able to monetize this. We're just three girls with a lot of debt, and we're really funny and we make you laugh. So, just keep supporting us.
My Venmo is Haley, HALEYG 66.
So true.
Please. That's all I got for you guys.
Maybe we should start a Hate Your Guts Venmo.
That's a great idea.
I don't know if anyone would donate.
You can't assume.
Us just panhandling on the internet. We're no better than Jason Nash.
I don't know who that is.
He's always on live begging for money because he like fell off. He used to be a vlogger. It makes me feel like
did he get canceled?
Sorta.
No. He's always been canceled, in my opinion.
He was just like a horrible person to Trisha Paytas, who he dated.
Oh, yeah.
And people don't want to support him because of that.
He like basically would call her fat and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
On camera. He would be like, you shouldn't. They would be like eating lunch together on camera, and he would be like, you don't need to eat that. Like, you shouldn't eat that.
Really gross, really toxic.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder what he would say behind closed doors.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now she's with the love of her life. Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Queen.
It makes me feel like, like when the people are on the side of the road and they want to sell you something, but they stop in your window.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like waving the flowers at you. And it's like,
those are always, I'm always just like, I don't have any cash. I'm sorry.
Sometimes like your flowers are just fucking ugly, to be honest.
No, yeah. Like they're the most like dyed.
Yeah.
Like multicolored.
I don't want blue roses. I'm good.
Yeah, that's true. That's
purple daisies. Okay, so did you have more pit?
No, that one really took the cake,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that is the pit.
It's the pit, yeah, for sure.
It doesn't get much deeper than that.
I guess my peak, I will say, is that I had a conversation with someone about something and it made me feel a lot better about a situation that's been bringing me anxiety for like weeks on end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so that was like at least a relief. So that kind of counteracted a bit of my peak.
Brought you a little peace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. What about you, Elena?
All right. So as you guys know, well, as you might know, I started a new job, and so far I really like it. Most of the time I've just been like running food, but I work at a coffee shop. It's one of my jobs. And I finally started learning how to like make coffee. And so one of my coworkers the other day was giving me coffee bar training. And like as expected, when you're learning a new skill, I was very bad at it. Like I was bad at steaming the milk. I burned myself. I pinched my tit with the shaker cups and left like multiple bruises on them. They're sore. And I was like weighing out like espresso grinds. And my scale kept malfunctioning, so I kept fucking up. So we were really slow at like making these drinks because I'm like, I can't fucking measure out. Like I can't even use a fucking scale.
That's so not your fault though if it's malfunctioning.
And my coworker that was training me, she was like, what is going on? And I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, it's just, this is not grams. I don't know what measurement this is, but it's not a gram.
It could have been out of batteries for being so real.
But it's just like, it was really embarrassing because clearly this doesn't usually happen.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this just a me thing?
Well, you're training.
Yeah. Like, I just feel so dumb. So, I don't know. And then the day before that, I was just running food, but it was like a Sunday morning. So like people, like we were really just like swamped because it was like Sunday brunch crowd. And I don't know, I just was really overwhelmed. And I don't know, it's been a long time since I worked in food. So I was running food and then I was cleaning tables and just like, I don't know. I guess it doesn't sound super complicated, but it was just really busy and I was overwhelmed and there was no one that was able to help me. And so I cried quietly. Obviously, I didn't let anyone look at me.
Food service is very chaotic and very stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it will break you.
Those 2 days in a row was just like a lot on me. And then, yeah, the same day that I was like learning the coffee bar stuff and I was doing a terrible job at it, I also had to work right after that at the salon because I'm a hairstylist. So I had 3 clients that same day.
Oh shit.
So I worked like 10 hours that day, like physical labor. And yeah, and then my last client of the day booked the wrong service, booked a service that like appeared to be like a shorter amount of time, and then it ended up being like way longer than it was supposed to be, and then I still technically didn't even finish, so like they had to come back today to like finish it. It was fine, not a huge deal, but like it was just because I was already so
tired,
burnt out, like emotionally, physically, like mentally. I was just so over it. So it's just been like a really rough few days.
Yeah.
But yesterday was Tuesday, and Tuesdays are Jacob days. That's my boyfriend. Because we're both off on Tuesdays. So we went to the beach. So that is my peak. Didn't really do much. We just went to Bolsa Chica.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
You know, it's a boring beach. It's just sand and water. There's nothing special. But the parking is super easy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's $15, but I rather spend $15 and have like
walk straight from the parking lot.
No problem finding a parking spot. Walk straight from the parking lot directly onto the sand. Bathroom's right there, like chilling.
Yeah.
So that's all I needed. I just needed some sand and some water and the sun. And it was great. So I guess that was my recovery day. But I still kind of feel like I'm recovering. I feel very low energy today.
That's how I feel too. Maybe we need coffee.
I wonder what like the moon is in.
I think it's in Gemini.
I just
Whiplash.
I just need a recharge. Like I need this camping trip. I need a vacation.
Oh yeah, to decompress. I'm really worried for the brainworms because
the what?
The brainworms.
What are you talking about?
Brain rot.
Oh
yeah. The worms in my brain. I
Right.
I'm worried.
Right. Thanks for the clarification.
Forgot about them.
I'm worried about not having internet access for 2 days, and I know that it's going to be so good, but I'm just like, when I want to twiddle my thumbs, what am I going to do? Like, when my mind wanders, what do I do? Daydream?
Download a couple episodes of a show you like in case you want it to fall asleep too.
Honestly, truly, I think we're going to be busier
so
than
much
you
fun.
think.
Mm.
I think we're going to have activities.
Okay.
We'll be booked and busy.
Okay. You guys have more experience with that than I do.
I'll be drunk and drunk.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
true.
we'll be microdosing.
True. It'll be my first time, too.
So
Slay.
it'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be exciting.
It'll be stimulating enough.
Okay. I hope so. I haven't really had a big hit or peak this week, which thank God, because last week was a lot. I think for me, it's just been like trying to hang out with people and working mostly. It's been pretty boring, but I will say something that I'm going to segue into the episode about is that I think we should normalize telling people to kill themselves because I think I've just been, when men have been sexually harassing me, I've just been telling them to kill themselves, and it's been a very effective method of them leaving me alone. And I haven't been banned from any of the dating apps yet, thankfully. I'm sure that I could very likely get banned for threatening people, but I think that if you are telling me sexual things or sexually harassing me on the internet, I think that I should be allowed to tell you to paint your ceiling, personally.
My God, that's a crazy thing to say.
And I'm not the bad guy about it. I think that we should normalize telling people to kill themselves if they're being fucking weird to you, because a lot of you have no social skills.
Bring back bullying.
Bring back bullying. I saw a tweet of a guy who like sent multiple of the same messages to girls on Hinge, and it was just like waiting for it was like their turn, and it was so like brain rot incel core of a message to send to like a real life person. I think we have lost the plot when it comes to talking to real people via the internet, because I think a lot of people don't see others online as being real until they're face to face. But like, even if they're online, that's still a real person behind the screen. Like, you can't just say whatever the fuck you want to.
Yeah. We need to, these bitches don't understand what it was like to grow up with iFunny as like a teenager. Like, that shit was ruthless, okay? Y'all are a little too sensitive. We need to bring back bullying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that we should bring back bullying, because I think that a lot of people don't realize how loser they are until you say some shit to them, and then they're like, oh, actually, that wasn't cool. I'm sorry.
How loser they are is crazy. I love that.
We should bring back the word loser.
Yeah, weirdo, loser, freak. Those
like,
are
literally, weirdo
words.
and freak are the biggest insults you can call someone in California specifically. Because being a weirdo or a freak, like if you're being a weird enough person to be called a weirdo in California, that's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that, yeah, I think people are very sensitive, and not to be like boomer about it, because we're not saying that you shouldn't. Like,
I'm not saying go be like transphobic and homophobic online.
Yeah, don't be a bigot. Just
stop being so fucking sensitive.
Yeah. I think that people should be allowed to call you out on your shit if you are being an asshole. And maybe some people will call me out on my shit too in these episodes, and that's okay. Sometimes I'm sure I need to be checked. I do.
That's what's wrong with the new generation, is nobody's checking each other.
I think this is incredible to hear, because I feel like you are the most politically correct person that I know, if I'm being so real.
What does that mean?
I just feel like if anybody would be anti-bullying, I feel like it would be you.
I'm anti-bullying in the sense that I don't think that you should be mean to people that are undeserving of it. Like, I saw a TikTok of a girl who was like putting on blush. I don't know if you guys saw this one. She was putting on blush and she didn't blend it properly. And someone commented and they were like, you didn't blend your blush. Like, your makeup looks like shit. And then she was like, I was just trying something new. And that made me so sad, because I think you shouldn't bully people who are undeserving of it. But I think that if people are provoking you or being rude to you or being an asshole, they're absolutely deserving of it.
So that comment, in my opinion, would have been acceptable if they had stopped after you need to blend your blush. I think it's okay to tell someone that their makeup's unblended, because some people didn't grow up with sisters or a mom who wore makeup or friends who were honest with them. And, you know, those are the people who look the way they look. And it's very easy to tell when it's like someone did try something new and they like need improvement versus the way they do their makeup.
For
If
me,
that
it
makes
depends.
sense.
Because I think some people also started doing makeup later in life. So I think there's just a lot of trial and error that comes with that. Like you have to just kind of get through the bad makeup to get to the good makeup.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think saying like you should blend your
More
blush.
constructive.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like you should just blend your blush.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying you should blend your blush better.
Saying your makeup looks like shit is mean.
Yeah.
That's mean, yeah.
I think it depends on how they're saying it.
Yeah.
For me.
But you can't always read tone in text.
Especially in a comment from people who don't know you. Like,
yeah.
If I get a comment like that, I'm immediately going to be like, oh, you're being a bitch to me. What the fuck?
See, but you're putting yourself on the internet for people to give their opinion about you, and that's the hard part is you almost subject yourself to it.
Yeah. I think it depends too with that because I think that it's hard in the sense that I don't think people should unsolicited be like an asshole to you, but I also think that if you are putting yourself out there, you are kind of giving them the ability to do so. Not that it's your fault or anything.
Like if you're it girl, if you're trying a new thing like makeup wise and you're posting it online, you got to be prepared for some criticism, especially if it's new for you, because you might not know what it should look like. Like if I started doing nails, I would probably not post until like I had my shit down because I can't take some criticism. I would need to take it in private.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a love-hate relationship with that too, because I think that the internet doesn't allow people to be bad at things before they start getting better. I was thinking about this earlier where I was just like, I give up on stuff if I'm not good at it right away because I feel like ashamed that I'm not good at it right away. But then you have to get through that process of being bad at something to be good at it. Like we had a first few episodes that we scrapped because like they just were not it. We were like trying to get comfortable on camera, like in video recording. So it took trial and error. And I'm glad that we ended up scrapping those because they weren't as good compared to the ones that we have now. Yeah, I think that we should just kind of give each other more grace. But at the same time, if you're being an asshole, be prepared to be rocked for it, I think.
Yeah. Did you guys see the photo carousel on TikTok? It was like a younger girl, like maybe like in middle school, early high school. She started doing nails and she posted her whole journey, and like obviously they were like really, really bad at the beginning, but like she definitely got better, and all the comments were so sweet because I was so scared to open them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she's just a kid, and she like at the end was like, they're still not great, but like I'm improving and I can see it. And like everyone was so cute and supportive in the comments. I'm like, this is what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Like people being like encouraging, not just like gassing her up. Like, these are great. They're just like, you're improving so much. Like, good job. Keep it up. Like, I was like, oh, like this girl's gonna remember that forever.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I wonder if she posted the like first few ones like individually, or if she waited until you could see her improvement to like post her first few ones.
I didn't investigate much.
But I feel like if you're posting something that you're new at and you're not saying, hey, I know this, and it looks like shit, you can't be mad if people are like, bro,
Yeah,
that shit looks so bad.
If you just started learning nails and you post this shitty ass set and you're like, guys, look at the nails I did, you're going to get the comments that are like, are the good nails in the room with us? Like,
yeah. And like, same thing with like other creative things like tattoos. Like, if you're new at tattooing and you post like a new tattoo that you did and you don't like, if people that follow you, or if, I don't know, people on TikTok don't know that you're like new at it, you just post it and you're like, I'm really proud of this one. And it just kind of looks a little sketch.
It's like, oh,
people are going to be like,
cool.
That's not. I see those all the time. That would crush me.
That's not with the ...
Mm-hmm.
would break me. Yeah. There's a reason I don't post online like that because I can't.
There's a reason that I started to because I feel like I care less than I used to now.
That's good.
Which has paid off a bit.
Yeah.
I think.
I would say it's definitely paid off.
Mm-hmm. On the subject of bullying and dehumanizing people, we're thinking about porn this episode.
Yeah, we think a lot about porn.
We think about porn and how much we don't watch it.
Yeah.
Well, Vivi and I don't.
I plead the fifth. That is something that's agreed upon in a relationship, and that's...
Yeah, I think if you're in a monogamous relationship, you should definitely talk about that with the person that you're with.
Yeah.
And your boundaries with that. Because some people don't like it, which I get. Some people don't care. Some people love it. It just depends on the person.
It's definitely a conversation that was had. So
that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, me and my partner have this like agreement that we just don't watch it like individually or together, and it makes my life so much easier because I've had a lot of problems with porn in previous relationships. And yeah, like a lot of the problems were based on like my own insecurities, but it's just so nice to like not even have to worry about that anymore.
I think one thing about that too is that depending on the person and how often they consume it, there definitely is like an emotional distance between the act of having sex versus what they perceive as sex, because it's more of like, I think people who, men especially, who watch porn a lot, the sex that they have is not pleasurable to the person that they're with. It's just like, it looks hot or sexy, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they're performing something.
Yeah, like it's a performance versus an act of like intimacy or whatever, pleasure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just had a thought of, I changed my like opinion, I think, on like watching porn while in a relationship. I think if you live with someone and you see them every night and you watch porn, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
that's like where
you
it's weird.
You don't need this.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, especially if it's like very common consumption of porn. Like if it's happening all the time and you're living with somebody.
Yeah.
It's like you might have an addiction there.
Yeah.
Like if your schedules are stretched for like a while, like you can't see, like it's just not lining up, that's fine. Like that makes sense. Or whatever, whatever.
I think that could be a valid reason to watch it.
I'm wondering, like, what do you categorize as porn that is okay versus porn that's not okay? Because I'm assuming OnlyFans does not count to porn.
Nothing paid for.
Yeah.
Like that's very much agreed. We're broke anyways, but I think once you pay for it, it's a little too deliberate.
Especially when it's like one creator.
Yeah.
One specific creator. I think that's when there's like a parasocial thing where it's like, why are you paying this one person?
Exactly. Because like you could be paying me that money. And it's just like, I think the thought of just like people watching porn, you know, maybe their partner doesn't want to have sex that night and like they just can't like stop thinking about it. They need to get out of their system. Like that's fine. But it's like when you're just watching it to watch it, like you're not even watching it to just like satisfy whatever needs you may have. That is kind of when it's like, that's a little gross. What are you doing?
Yeah.
People watch it just like as a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As like a YouTube video.
People with porn addiction.
That's why there's some high production ass films out there.
Films is crazy.
Adult films.
That's insane.
Do you guys remember like when we were kids, maybe it's me experience, and you like walk into certain convenience stores and there'd be like the curtain section?
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, people were going into stores and renting those and handing them to a person. That's crazy. I would need gloves, hand sanitizer.
Wasn't there a dirty section of Blockbuster?
I don't remember. I never went to Blockbuster. There was a video store by my old high school that I used to go to. But I think they also had like a curtained off section.
Yeah.
Is it curtained off because they're doing stuff in there, or is it like?
I think it's just because people who are underage shouldn't be looking.
Yeah.
And then they can like monitor who's going in that section specifically.
Yeah. Got it.
So I don't think there's like a bouncer or like an ID checker.
Yeah. I don't know. It's closed off. People could be doing some weird stuff.
I thought about that. Like when I went to the sex shop the other day, I was thinking about that and I was like, I wonder if anyone's done anything in here.
Gross.
It says one person per thing, but I don't feel like people listen.
Like a changing room?
Yeah. It was a changing room.
Is it a big store?
Yeah. Ish.
Definitely then.
You think so?
Yeah.
I set my bag down there.
Nothing a little wipe can't fix.
Yeah. It was a baggie. I can wash that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I very much lean on the side of like pro amateur porn.
Okay. Elaborate.
High production porn grosses me out. I can't like explain it. It's never been something that's my thing ever.
It feels so corny.
It does. I feel like I'm I just don't like it.
I think that was my first like exposure to porn, which is why I just have never been able to like care for it at all. Because I had like a boyfriend that I was dating, and then he like sent a video to me, and he was like, "This is really hot." And I watched it, and I was like, "This sucks. Like, this is so awkward."
Yeah.
Like, it's super awkward. Just like there's no talking. There's no like it's not interesting. I remember it very vividly. I could tell you exactly what was going on, and it sucked so bad. And I was
That's
like, "This is ew." Like I'm good off that actually.
No, like if it looks like somebody professional is like holding a camera, I'm not into it. Like this needs to be like a tripod or a handheld situation.
When there's a mic guy.
No, forget it.
Camera guy.
Gross. If they're oiled up, no, bye.
Mhm.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's a fluffer on hand.
Ugh, gross.
So what kind of porn do you watch?
Amateur,
Okay. Just like straight, gay.
mainly gay, like lesbian, but
Mhm.
I have no interest in watching a man's dick online. I just don't.
Yeah, you're good off that.
Right
Yeah.
on.
The only type of porn I like is when the woman is being pleasured.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
a selfish woman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a girl who knows what she wants.
Mhm.
My introduction to porn was on Tumblr.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
I do love some good GIF porn.
That is what it is like a GIF is all I needed. And like specifically like up close.
Mhm.
Like I don't want to see people's faces.
I need to feel
Interesting.
the romance.
Yeah.
I need to feel the love. Like I need to feel the passion in what I'm looking at, or else I'm like,
Okay.
you are demisexual then, in what we've talked about in like previous episodes,
yeah.
because that's like the only thing that can turn you on. Then,
Well, I'm just like not into the whole like, I'm fucking this girl. Like I'm not into that. Like
yeah,
Mhm.
whole
No, I
like
feel that.
I am just inserting something into a hole. It is just an object to me,
Mm.
and I think like that's why it needs. It has to be like something I would like.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Me too, I think. But I don't want to see people like passionately making out and like shit. Like
No,
it just doesn't really do anything for me.
Mhm.
I
like-
don't like faces.
I just wanted to see crotch to crotch. Like I wanted up close.
almost POV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
But like
Um,
I don't want like always like back shots. Like that's not what I mean by POV.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a woman's like a female gaze POV. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
I can see that.
that was what I was into. And then when Tumblr got rid of its porn, it was devastating. And then
It moved to Twitter for a while.
It did. That's when you could also see likes before.
That was
And
incredible.
that was messy. There would be politicians liking porn gifs. It was fun.
That's crazy. I was not on Twitter for that era.
Ted Cruz liked some porn.
Oh my
He had to
god.
apologize for it. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Don't remember this. Yeah. So so then I just like moved to like other porn websites.
Mhm.
But Pornhub wasn't really doing it for me. And then I found out that there was like a quote unquote like ethical porn website called Bellessa. Maybe sponsor us. I don't know.
True.
But yeah, it's like a woman owned and woman directed, woman produced porn website.
Yeah, which can give you some peace of mind because you don't really know what you're consuming on Pornhub or websites like Pornhub. It's just somebody uploading it.
Mhm.
It could be like a lot of times there are legal issues because it's unethical, it's illegal. There's a lot of complications with Pornhub itself.
I think that's why I like amateur because if it's homemade, I can feel like I can trust it.
Yeah, you can
Mhm.
trust the source. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but I don't anymore just because it's just an agreement that me and my partner came up with, and
Mhm.
I'm happy with that now. But
Can I ask what brought up that agreement? Like, was that a mutual thing you discussed? Or, like, how did it come up, or do you want to talk about that?
it was actually brought up by Jacob.
Okay.
Because like I was still watching it when we first got together.
Mhm.
I think that he might have like stopped watching it like before we were together too. And then like when we got together, he was kind of like, hey, like I don't know how you feel about this, and like if you feel differently then like we can talk about it, but like honestly like I don't watch porn, and like I think it would be better for our relationship if like we both didn't.
Mhm.
And like I kind of see that as like cheating in a way, is like if we're
That makes
watching
sense.
porn separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank God you said that, because like I have had issues with like, you know, my partner's like watching porn in the past, and it just made me feel really insecure sometimes, because a lot of times it felt really unnecessary for like my partner to be watching it, when like, because a lot of times I like lived with my partner and I was like, well, why? Like, why do you need this?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, it's just been like, it had been an ongoing problem previously, and so I was like, yeah, like I'm super down. Like I don't really need it. So yeah, it was like a really easy thing that was squashed in the beginning.
Sense.
Yeah. I think if you're not watching porn with a specific goal in mind, you have a problem.
Yeah.
If you're watching it just to watch it, like
passively,
that's an issue, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're just like, oh, let me just scroll through and see what I find. Like, no, you got to be looking for something
When I was dating this guy in the past, like many moons ago, this was like one of the bums that I dated. Also made it worse because he didn't have a job and didn't go to school.
Fuck.
He had a separate Reddit account that he had specifically for porn, and there was like so many subreddits that he was like subscribed to.
That's crazy.
And I looked and I was like, this is nasty. Like, you're nasty.
Yeah, that's so icky.
It's super icky. Like, I understand wanting to scroll through your homepage and seeing a bunch of porn if you're out in public or whatever. But I think if it gets to the point where you are doing that, I think you need to seek help, perhaps.
Yeah.
Which he did. He definitely had an issue with, like, objectifying people, me included.
Honestly, I think, like, having, like, a Pornhub account and, like, subscribing, I do think that's going a little too far, in my opinion, I guess.
No, I agree. That's excessive.
Because...
Can you watch it without an account?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Like, when I want to go watch porn, I just go, I look for what I want, and I watch however much of it I need to, and then it's over. Like,
yeah.
And I've never, like, downloaded an app, made an account, subscribed to anything, and I think that's where I'm kind of, like, I agree with you in the sense of, like, that's almost cheating in a sense.
Yeah, because when you're looking to do it, you're kind of just in the moment. You want something for that moment, and then it's not needed anymore. But if you are like subscribed, there's an account made, there's more investment into it, so that makes sense.
You're keeping up with your porn, which is weird.
Yeah. It's also just like, in a way, like, this isn't just my words, this is like my partner's words too, but like, you're getting off to another, like, he would be getting off to another woman. Like, I would be getting off to another man. Like, in a way, like, not specifically like that individual, I guess, but like, yeah, kind of.
It depends too, because for some people it is specific to the individual. Like, there's people who go to like porn conventions and shit where there's like porn stars there. If you are going to porn conventions, please seek help. Oh my god,
please seek help.
I didn't know that those existed.
Unfortunately, they
in Vegas.
There's like billboards for them.
Not surprising, but I didn't know.
It's like networking for porn stars.
Yeah, but like people who watch can pay for tickets to like go and meet their favorites, which is just kind of gross.
That's so strange.
Like, I imagine if you were like a star, you can separate that as being your job. But like, I feel like there has to be some sort of... I would definitely be upset at the objectification of it being like, oh, this person has seen all of this and they're here to like meet me because they're a fan of my work, whatever that means.
My pussy.
Yeah. Do you guys know who Anal Princess is?
No.
That sounds familiar.
She like, I wish I remembered her name. She like got like low-key like TikTok famous because she made like a troll TikTok about like fucking her cousin. And she made it seem like a joke. It wasn't really a joke. Anyways, she
fucked her cousin,
but not blood cousin. Whole thing.
Still gross.
Like, she was like, it's not a cousin I would see at a family event. And so I was like, fine, I guess.
How did that
I think it was like a clout thing, perhaps.
Oh, just because views come if you say I fucked my cousin.
Yeah, because like it was used as clickbait.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of creepy, but I don't appreciate her spreading the propaganda to all these men that anal feels better for women. Because
how dare she say that?
Biggest goddamn lie. She is like literally, she's quite literally anal princess. Like, she spreads this fucking propaganda around the internet. She goes on podcasts and she's like, I just love anal so much. And I'm like, you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, good for you. Happy for you.
Because we do not agree, okay? You are not speaking for the population here.
Yeah.
I'm offended.
Right?
You do not represent me.
Yeah, we are not the same.
Who voted for you?
Just a PSA, that does not apply to all women.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not. I know most people are built differently, but I think for the majority of women do not feel that feels better than like regular penetrative sex.
We have no pleasure,
Sensors.
like sensory in our asshole at all, to
Yeah.
my knowledge.
Like, we don't have a prostate up there. Like, it's not like it feels like it's not like how men have a G-spot in their asshole.
Mm.
Mhm.
No, anal feels like I'm shitting.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm shitting on your dick. Sorry.
It does. And then I'm scared because I'm like, is there something there? Like, what's going on?
It just, gross.
I don't understand why that is also like
Why do men want
to
it?
try it, which I get because it's like quote unquote taboo, but at the same time, it's not like, why do you want to do something that your partner is not really that into, doesn't really care to do?
I think they're just projecting because maybe they've either had their G-spot hit and they like the feeling, or they just want to live vicariously through you. And I think that's it.
I also just think like maybe it feels tighter for men.
Which is, again,
I
gross.
think it's also just the fact that it's like forbidden or not really, but like
It's hard to get.
Yeah, exactly. Which, ew, that's
That's so
nasty.
creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Mhm.
You shouldn't have to work for something, weirdo. Yeah, I think that there is also a lot of harmful rhetoric spread by, even though I'm in support of sex workers, I do think that there can be harmful rhetoric spread by sex workers, obviously. Then there's also like fetishes that are creepy and weird, like the DDLG thing. I think we kind of touched on that in the past episode.
The step bro, step sis.
Oh my god. If you watch like step sibling, step parent porn of any sort,
You need to be put down.
take you out back, put a gun
Shoot
to your
you
head.
execution style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. If you are somebody who watches that, please like go to therapy. Please seek help. It's not just like silly little videos. I think that there's definitely something in the subconscious there that needs to be unpacked if you're getting off to that.
Explain yourselves. Actually, I don't need to hear it.
No.
I don't need to hear it. Don't speak.
If the word step or sister, brother, mom, dad, any of that, little girl,
Mm-hmm.
fresh 18, any
Yeah,
of that,
barely legal,
barely
teenage.
any of that, disgusting.
Yeah.
That's
jail
the thing
time.
that I like. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around that being like, I know it's technically legal and a lot of times they are over 18, but I think that obviously if you are watching barely legal, freshly 18 stuff, the only thing that's stopping you is the law to go younger. Because if the law was 17, would you go younger? If the law was 16, would you go younger?
Also, the only reason you would be into that type of porn is because you want them to look as young as possible.
Yeah.
Which again, how young are you willing to go?
Yeah.
Gross.
If it was legal.
Also, isn't the age of consent different in like other?
18 is the highest, and that's California, and I want to say New York. A lot of it's 16.
Well, I'm thinking like other countries too. Like, couldn't
I don't know. if
people
they have any.
upload some like nasty shit, like some like younger shit from other countries? Because
I'm
like
not
Pornhub
sure.
is all over the world.
Yeah. I think that's also why it's unethical because it's not regulated. I'm not sure how that works though with like international law. I really don't know. I wish I
I'm
did
not-
more research on that.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to
Aware of
upload
age of consent in other countries.
Really?
I think it's. I could be. Never mind. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't think you have to upload like a photo of your fucking ID to upload a video on Pornhub.
Really?
I could be wrong.
I
Side
know
note,
for OnlyFans you need to.
Oh, do you? Okay.
yeah, for OnlyFans you need to. A lot of websites you need to.
Yeah, I do think that that is helpful for accounts like OnlyFans or websites like OnlyFans, but I think OnlyFans is also harmful.
People are like, what's the word? Like ripping it from OnlyFans and reposting it on Reddit.
Oh, so they're just stealing.
Yeah, which like
That's fucked up.
is fucked up. Like they should make it how like when you try to screenshot like
Netflix.
in Netflix or like your bank account that it's like blank.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's pretty fucked up. I also think that that's really, really extra fucked up because OnlyFans is one of the few websites where sex workers can directly advertise and monetize themselves, and you're directly stealing from these people who are working entirely for themselves. Why are you doing that?
Exactly.
Like, that's the only platform for them to be quote unquote liberated in the sex work that they're doing, and you're stealing from them. Something is wrong with you in your brain. I think that's also people who, men specifically, who like the idea of non-consensual stuff, because then they are not, obviously they don't have consent from that person to repost it, but they're getting pleasure from reposting it.
It's the power.
Yeah, it's definitely a power move.
It's gross.
It is really gross.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on sex workers?
I think that I don't remember what we were talking about in a different episode, and I kind of said this, but I think if you're not putting other women down and you're not actively trying to get like taken men, like that's
like fetishizing that.
Yeah, like that's your shit. Like you need to make your money. Like if you gotta go stand on the corner and make your money, that's your money. But like you need to know when like to take accountability for things, I guess. Like, you know, like if a wife comes back to you and is like, why the fuck did you fuck my husband? Like you're gonna have to take her shit and probably be like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. You're gonna have to say I'm sorry. Like it's not like there's no immunity of being a sex worker. Like you still are a human and you should still have morals, but that's how you make your bag. That's how you make your bag.
Yeah, I would definitely say that I'm pro sex worker, but I do think there comes a lot of nuance with it because we are anti-capitalist, and I think that women should be able to make their own money. And I think especially now it's an easy way to make money where you are your own boss. And I think that that's really cool. But then also there's a lot of nuance that comes with that, because then I think that there are people that are exploiting them. Obviously they're, that's their job, but then also there are people that are exploiting the fact that this is their job. Like the idea of sex work in the sense of like literal, like in-person, like sex that you are having with people that are paying you money. That person is exploiting them. And I think that that's really gross, but I also think that they deserve to pay their bills. It's really, I have a lot of nuance when it comes to it.
Okay.
I would say that I'm pro sex worker.
Yeah. It's hard because OnlyFans is like one of the only places where you kind of know for sure that they're working for themselves. But then like we fall into the whole subscription situation, which where I'm like,
yeah. And if I was with a person and they were subscribing to people on OnlyFans, I would be like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like I'm very pro stripper. Like, girl, get your bag. Like that shit's cool as fuck. It's hard. Yeah. I think as long as you're not, I don't think you should be interacting with people online as a sex worker. I think like you can post whatever you want to post, but
I also think like you obviously can't do it forever, in the sense that like a lot of people are only strippers for like a very short number of years because it is so dehumanizing and so hard to be like objectified every single day for several hours a day. I don't think that it shouldn't be like a lifelong job because of the emotional damage that it can do. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. I was going somewhere.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get stuck in it for a long time, even if they don't want to in the first place, because it can be really good money, but it can be so lonely.
And it can be hard to get a job after when that's on your resume, like depending on where you want to go after. I'm sure that it can be really difficult.
Well, girls usually say they're servers.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a client and she's been stripping for as long as I've known her, and she loves the job, but she's like, as dehumanizing as it can be and as lonely as it can be, like I just cannot imagine going back to like, she calls it square lifestyle, like non-sex work lifestyle, because like the money is just so good, but like she struggles like having any type of relationship, whether it be friendship, like romantic partnership, like anything like that, because she feels like if I'm not getting money from this person, like then they're a waste of my time.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's a crazy mindset to have.
But she's very self-aware about it.
That's good.
And very honest about it. But she also says like a lot of people in the industry are like,
that way?
they think that way.
Yeah.
But like they even have a hard time being friends with each other because there's a lot of backstabbing and like
you kind of got to do
competition and
top.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I should do more of my own research into like sex workers and like the industry and everything, because I really haven't unpacked that for myself to like know how I feel about if whether or not I actually am pro sex work or not.
I think that it's okay for nuanced topics to have nuanced opinions. Like, it's okay for you to say, like, I don't know if I'm okay with this thing, but obviously that doesn't mean that you look down on them as people.
I definitely don't look down on them as people. I just feel like, again, this is like not a fully formed thought yet, so that's please don't come for me. But like, I don't know if, like, I think that the industry in and of itself is like a problem. Just like, if you're a part of it, I don't know. I also don't really know how I feel about like women sexualizing themselves and saying that it's empowering.
I have a hard time coming to terms with an opinion on that, in the same way that I feel about body modifications in terms of like plastic surgery, because I do think that that can be empowering for you, but then it's like, if there wasn't this societal idea of beauty, or if this wasn't this like societal idea of whatever, then you wouldn't be doing that thing. So that's why I have a very complicated relationship with those things. Like, I think it can be, but then also at what cost? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that there's a difference between like, I think that there's a very fine line, but I do think that there is a difference between like altering your appearance in like a beautifying way and then altering your appearance in like a sexualizing way.
Yeah.
And then like wearing sexualizing stuff. I don't know if I believe people when they say it's empowering, because unless they really value like the male gaze and like male acceptance like that greatly, I just can't imagine feeling powerful. Like,
and if you are a sex worker listening to us, please provide insight, comment, send us a message. Genuinely, we would love to know. We would love to hear your insight.
Yeah, I'm very open. I'm not trying to spread any like ideas. This is just like,
no,
like I said, they're unformed opinions and thoughts, because maybe I should have done my research before I started spewing shit on this fucking podcast, but like, it's an open conversation still. Like, just me saying this isn't like the end all be all of like my opinions. Educate me, or like offer me like your 2 cents so I can have like other I don't know, other takes to like form my own thoughts.
And this is a very like woman-centered podcast. We're never going to like shut down a woman's opinion or their real life experiences. We just want to hear them.
Yeah. I think I'm pro autonomy in the sense of like, you choose what you get, like you choose your path, like that's cool. If you decide that you're empowered by showing your body, using your body, whatever, I think that's fine. But like, time and place, like, it's not the time and place to walk around downtown Disney in like a bondage outfit type beat. But like, at the same time, there was once a world with no clothes, and like there's still civilizations where people don't really wear clothes. And so a lot of, I think, like not sex work in the sense of that, but like nudity, that like kind of trickles into art. And so then it's also like people do view sex work as that sometimes. Same thing with like stripping. A lot of people, like, instead of stripping, it's like exotic dancing to them.
And obviously it's a skill that you need to like get really good at.
But it's still like, okay, well, it depends on your workplace. It depends on how you got into this profession. Are you able to get out if you want to? Are you stuck in it? Like, there's so many conditional like things to make it ethical. But it's just like, at the end of the day, like, if a woman wants to do it, that's fine. But like, you still have to be a person. You still have to like consider other people around you.
I also think in my conditions also, I'm very pro sex work as long as it is empowering for you. But if what is empowering for you is harmful in the sense that it is, some people are into like race play. That's harmful. That like promotes stereotypes. If somebody is into like the fucking like Belle Delphine like wearing braces, dressing like a child. That is harmful. And that harms real people.
Yeah.
I think furry is fucking gross because what do you mean you want to fuck an animal?
Yeah.
I don't know if furry is the same as bestiality, if I'm being honest.
But they like the concept of fucking each other in those animal costumes.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they draw
differently.
the fan art.
I've heard otherwise, and I feel like we've talked about furries a lot.
We have.
They bother me. I'm sorry. Cancel me. I don't give a fuck.
It's hard for me to want to dunk on them. I used to a lot. But I do think if you were somebody who is like sexualizing that, I think that that is very weird. And also there is a lot of unfortunate, I don't want to talk about it because I think that it's really sad and it makes me really sad, but there is a lot of sex work that women make with animals because it's like a fetish taboo thing.
Ugh.
And that's fucked up. And obviously that is harmful. If you're promoting things like that, if you're engaging in content that is harmful to real people and real living beings, fuck you. Like actually. And that's where a lot of my like hatred, if you will, my bias skews.
My final furry standpoint is I think if you're able to find animals sexy in the way of like wearing a suit and like having all the art where they're like whatever, you are too close to the line of bestiality. So even if you aren't into it, you're too close in my opinion, and that's why I don't like furries.
That's fair. I can get that. I had a cousin one time draw like furry like content that he would post on Facebook, and it was really uncomfortable. I had to unfriend him.
Yeah, that's
Like-
icky.
Like sexual furry?
It's not sexual as in they were having sex, but they were like obviously sexy animals, like animals with boobs and shit. And
Okay,
it's like,
That's
okay.
so strange.
That's gross to me.
Yeah, why are you posting that on the like Facebook family timeline?
I remember seeing art like that on Tumblr too, and I was like,
People who make it make real good money. I will say,
"Good." for
furries
them,
have
I
a lot of
guess.
money.
Is that a sex work? Drawing sexy furries. Is that
Are you a sex worker? Maybe.
I liked what you said earlier about like well,
Autonomy?
yeah,
Actually, I hate
and
what
just
you said.
I was like trying to remember like how it all tied in, but I don't think that adult nudity is inherently sexual. I think it is just natural, and I personally don't even think that it's inherently art. We're just bodies. Like, we just exist, and like we just have boobs, and like because clothes are a thing now means that naked bodies are more taboo and sexual, I guess. But like, I don't know.
Ooh, I kind of have a weird
Spill.
perspective.
Okay, let's hear it.
This honestly might not make it onto the pod because I don't know if I feel comfortable putting it out there, but like
Okay.
the way that like we view like clothing as necessary, like some cultures view the what is it called? Where they cover their hair, what is it called?
Hijab?
Yeah. Some people view that like how we view clothes in the sense of like it must be covered, which is so strange to think about. That just popped in my head.
For like modesty.
Yeah.
It is
Everyone has a different level of modesty, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a controversial thing to say.
I don't think so either, because you're just kind of we are very westernized in the sense that often we don't consider other cultures' perspectives. So then we say something, and then there will be like a comment. Like I'll watch a video, and then the comments will be like, "This is a very Western take," and then I'll be like, "Actually, you're right. Actually, yeah."
I think what you said was kind of like a way to like further validate and like normalize like the need to wear hijabs,
Yeah.
because it's like just like how we wear like clothes, like crotch covering, butt covering, and breast coverings. Like they wear head coverings just for the same exact reason, just for modesty.
Yeah, and there's people like Mormons, and they have like their undergarments or whatever that they have to wear. Have you seen that shit?
Okay, well, I'll make fun of Mormons.
Mormons are fucking funny. Y'all are fun.
You guys are fucking weird.
You're a weirdo freak.
I'm just kidding. I don't hate you guys. I just think you guys are kind of strange.
It is. I think that it's okay to hate them because Mormonism is a cult that even like was very, very harmful to like Black people and people of color. I think Mormonism like didn't believe in Black people.
I'm pretty sure it's rooted in racism.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's rooted in racism. Like I think that they just like don't. I think that they think that they're like inherently beneath white people for some reason. It's like a lot of white supremacist shit, which is why it's like centered in a lot of highly dense white populated areas.
Like Utah.
Yeah, like Utah.
Okay.
Which is
Maybe I do
unfair.
hate you guys.
I think that we need to take Utah back, because why the fuck do you get all of that pretty scenery over there?
They
All the
also
conservatives live there now.
Yeah.
they got the drive-through soda shops, though.
I would love to go to a soda shop, like where they just put in the syrup for you.
Yeah. Shit must hit different.
It must. It's got to be crispy as fuck.
Okay.
Their water's probably really good.
a little backtrack. Take on Hooters, Twin Peaks type
Ooh.
places.
Good question. I have the same opinion on it, where I feel like it's nuanced, where I think that if you are a woman who is working jobs like Hooters, Twin Peaks, similar, like bikini barista, that sort of thing, I think that you should make your bag. But I am judgmental of the people that go consume food or drink there out of all other places to go, men specifically, because I think sometimes like younger women especially will go eat or go to those places to be like, yeah, girl, like get your bag, like we're supporting you.
But why do they allow kids?
They do.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
You can be a child and be at Hooters?
You don't have to be 18.
Oh.
I mean, I guess the nips aren't out, but that's still fucking gross.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing that bugs me, is because the people who take their children to Hooters are the same people who are like, don't be gay in front of me. You can be gay, but like, I don't want to see it. It's the same fucking
Yeah.
people. And then they're like forcing heteronormativity down their kids' throats by taking them to fucking Hooters.
The way I feel about it is like the same thing that Vivi said, but maybe a little different. In terms of like the workers. Again, I can't imagine working that job and feeling like happy to fucking be there.
Yeah.
Like the people that show up there, the people that come to eat or drink or whatever,
Mhm.
came to see some titties and ass.
Yeah. Even
And-
if you have regulars, like I would be creeped out by them.
Yeah, like you come here to sexualize me,
Mhm.
and that makes me feel icky, and it makes me want to crawl inside my own skin.
Yeah.
And it again does not seem empowering at all. It makes me feel really gross, actually.
Well, we've been talking about like how we've had such shitty weeks. Imagine having a shitty week like this, and then you have to go to work with your tits out
Yeah.
Yeah, and then have people sexually harass you.
and smile
Mhm.
Mhm.
because you're gonna get the "come on, give me a smile."
Yeah. And if you complain about it, people are like, that's the job you chose.
Mhm.
Can't complain.
Well, it's like, oh, I mean, not to be that guy, but what? Why did you choose that job?
So true.
Money.
Unless you're
They
like,
get bigger tips, I think, than any other. Like, you would definitely get more tips or more whatever working there than a regular serving job.
there are certain circumstances where I can understand why you would like put yourself in that position. Like if you're, I don't fucking know, a single mom,
I was gonna say it's sad.
You don't
how
have
many
any-
single moms have to.
you don't have any other like work experience other than like serving, and like if this is your way of like being a server but making as much money as possible, like that I get.
Mhm.
Sure, but like I don't know, the people that like you don't have to do this.
Yeah. There's also no ethical way to hire people because I'm sorry, we all know that they're choosing people based off their looks, and like
Yeah.
that is like HR
100%.
violation number one. Like labor laws, like I don't
Yeah.
understand how that's working.
I don't understand either. I think there's obviously, I mean, this goes beyond like those kinds of places too, because when you can think about it, you're thinking about like Hollister or like those stores that would literally hire like hot teenagers and like have them be shirtless outside of the store. That's kind of insane that they used to do that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I don't know like what regulations there are for jobs like that, like how they avoid
Like
lawsuits.
sexual harassment training must go crazy there.
I wonder if there are any documentaries about like Hooters or Twin Peaks or anything
I would
like
love
that.
to hear other people's perspectives and like life experiences for people who've worked there.
Mhm.
A lot of people love it because they love their coworkers.
That's fair. I'm sure that there's like such a
Very
strong
girlhood,
sisterhood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, you're in the fucking trenches together. How else but the trauma bond?
Dude, it just
Mhm.
How
Have
much
you
time do we
guys-
have? Sorry.
in like an hour. Have you guys
Okay.
seen the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh my god, yes. I've been seeing those all over my For You page.
Oh, I want to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I've just been seeing like people talk about it. Did you know that they only make $15 an hour?
I saw that.
That's
What?
fucking crazy.
Cheerleaders?
As a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Like-
cheerleader.
That's fucked up.
Pro NFL cheerleader, essentially the most
Yeah.
famous cheerleaders in America.
I don't even know any other like do other teams have cheerleaders? I
Not
don't
like
know.
that.
I also think that is also another kind of exploitation because the list of women who want to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader is so long that I'm sure if you complain about your pay, they will just fire you and hire whoever else is on that list.
Yeah, well, that's why I want to watch it, is because I feel like it'll be a little bit of a similar vibe as to like what it would be like working at like a Hooters. Because again, tits are out, you're being hired for your looks and how high you can kick your leg up.
Yeah. Being a cheerleader is fucking hard.
So hard.
It's so much physical like action movement.
Getting $15 an hour for all out work is insane.
That is cruel.
Maybe they get brand deals.
Hopefully.
I was gonna say there's gotta be like another
Like
stream of
influencer
income
type situation.
That's crazy. I want to watch it now.
Yeah, we should after this.
We gotta go to Target.
Yeah, got our Target trip.
We're going camping. So today's Wednesday. We're gonna go camping on Sunday through Tuesday, and that is the one exciting thing that's like holding me on to life right now.
Yeah, decompress.
Are we gonna record on Wednesday?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we should be good too. Yeah, our upload schedule has also changed. This will probably be uploaded, I'm assuming, next Wednesday, because maybe later.
By Wednesday.
Bear with us. We're booked and busy. Bear with us.
I think I'll be able to finish this weekend.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's going to be on our ass and being like, where's the new fucking episode?
No, we actually went on a month-long hiatus and no one gave a fuck, which is crazy because our numbers have stayed consistent in listens. So I'm confused by that. But anyways, is there anything else you guys, any other thoughts that you had on the topic?
No, I'm kind of in a funk today, so.
Yeah. I feel like all of our
every
episodes,
week.
Yeah. Fuck. It's okay. It's clinical.
I'm in a perpetual funk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clinical babes.
I don't really have much else to say other than I'm very excited to break my straight edge and drink beer on the river and lay out in the sun with my friends and grill some glizzies. Make some s'mores.
And all beef hot dogs sounds so bomb right now.
We're going to bring some acoustic guitars.
Ooh.
And it's going to be very cozy and cute.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for our camp trip stories.
Let's vlog, guys.
We might be not sober enough, depending on
if we just got to start the day vlogging, and then by the end it'll be really funny because you'll see the progression.
Everyone else is going to be so annoyed with us.
We should try to thrift a camcorder.
I'd be so down.
I have a little TikTok shop digital camera that records video.
Oh my god.
It's pink.
Perfect.
Okay, slay.
All right. Well, that's it for this week.
Bye.
Later, haters.
Later, haters.